Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts 2 commentary, where we are now in the Land of Dragons. And, well, it seems the dragons have struck this innocent Chinese village, and yes, the evil known as whoever this man is. No, he's not possessed by darkness. I think that is legitimately meant to be his eyes. Whatever.
See that, Mulan? It's Shan Yu, leader of the Hun army. Come on, girl. This is your big chance. I can see it now. Fa Mulan whoops public enemy number one. You're gonna be famous. I'm talking A-list.
Mushu, I'm not sure. I haven't even joined the army yet. I have to take my father's place to preserve the Fa family honor. I just hope I don't get discovered.
Whatever. You're just scared. Admit it.
Aren't you?
Huh?
Yes. Let's get the jump on him.
Gorge, maybe we better look before we leap. Is that Mushu?
That's right. I know you heard of me. I'm little, lethal, and legendary. Now y'all scram before I get my dragon dander up.
Hey, Mushu. We missed you.
Yeah, well, you better hope I miss you, or else you're Sora, Donald, Goofy.
Do you know them?
Know them? Man, we used to kick all kinds of bad guy butt together. Yeah, you know I help these guys out of a lot of tight spots, because I'm a mighty dragon, right?
Something like that. And you are?
I'm Mulan. No, I mean,
Ping!
Mulan Ping.
just Ping. I am Ping, son of Fazu.
You know Mushu?
Mushu's one of my family's guardians.
We didn't know we were borrowing somebody as important as a family guardian.
Yeah, that's right. And that puts you three up to your eyeballs in debt to Ping here. Well, guess what, kiddies? It's payback time.
Mushu.
They don't mind. Ain't that right?
Sounds fair.
See, Ping here was just on his way to join the Imperial Army. We gotta go find the other recruits over at the training camp.
Would you join us? It'll be easier to fit in if I'm with guys like you.
What do you mean, fit in?
Well, don't worry about that.
You're pretending to be a boy, aren't you?
Huh? You're a girl?
You didn't notice?
Not me.
I think it's working.
I don't know. Those two would fall for anything.
I'm right here.
So, them's pretty much the breaks. And yes, now you finally know the reason why I was abusing the Mushu summon in Kingdom Hearts 1. Because summons actually do remember their travels with Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and now they will help us again in the Land of Dragons. Should probably turn that down a little bit. But, yeah, this is Mulan. Since we're in a new Disney world, have I seen the movie? No. Neither version, because I just remember that there was also a live-action version that was apparently problematic, because racism in China and anything that people like to complain about these days. I mean, and again, as you can probably also hear with Mushu's voice, no, that is not Eddie Murphy returning to voice him. Although we do get Ming-Na Wen voicing Mulan, which is quite nice. A voice I actually remember prominently, not necessarily for Mulan, but mainly for like a lot of movies she did at the time, like Hong Kong 97, and also from the Batman cartoon, which I think she played one of the officers in that one for the first 2 seasons, I think, before they kind of changed it towards a more DCAU-ish kind of show. Whatever. The point is, this is the Land of Dragons, a world that I actually quite enjoy. So, yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I don't know, like, it's got a very naturalistic kind of environment. There's a lot of, ice levels on display, so, I don't know, visually it's quite stunning. The art style, I think, has a better blend between the anime-esque Kingdom Hearts style with the Disney style, so, yeah. So far, everything's feeling pretty good. And I'm guessing we're dropping halfway into the movie when Mulan's just trying to fool the officers because women in China don't exactly mix. Even in today's day and age, which Yeah, another problem with this part is that there's so many inappropriate jokes that it could be making, and I'm not just talking about current events or anything of the sort, I just mean in general, because, well, China's a bit pish, and, yeah, that's pretty much all I'm gonna say. Though it is difficult to resist the urge, and dear god, what is with that walk? Yeah, that's the shit your pants walk right there. By the way, this next cutscene is actually quite funny.
About time we got some grub.
Hey, no cutting!
Get out!
Back off.
Space in line!
Wonder what they're serving for lunch today. Knuckle sandwiches.
That does it!
Please!
Police?
What a girl.
Knock it off!
Knock what off?
You punched me!
Cut it in line!
What a shrimp!
Who you calling a shrimp, Panda Lips? I'm a bona fide guardian dragon.
Let's just get back in line, okay?
Whose side are you on? I just got slugged!
Want some more?
Soldiers, get back in line.
The captain!
What are they?
Heartless! Oh, yeah? Ping, I hope you're ready.
So yeah, Sora pretty much just got decked, which never fails to amuse me. Anyway, another pish minigame up here, where apparently you're gonna defeat the Heartless before you run out of morale. I'm pretty sure all that happens is that you get a failure state here, but again, if you collect the orbs similar to that of the struggle matches, then yeah, you should be fine, although, given that we should be sufficiently leveled up at this point, yeah, no harm, no foul, really. And yes, indeed, it was Donald who saved the day. They shall reward him by making him Peking duck, which is, actually a popular Chinese dish. And of course, I think this part of the game is also where they get the most use out of the default face. And of course the text cutscenes, because voice acting is expensive and, well, they can't afford that Ming Na Wen goodness for long. But again, like, again, another thing that Twilight Town also prepares us for, so I guess the tutorial also kind of had a little bit more active ties into the game than I thought, because, yeah, similar to getting jobs in Twilight Town, we're actually having to work our way up the ranks, so to speak, and do missions for Captain... Does this guy have a name? I think he's just called the Captain in this one. He might have a name, but I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know. But in any case, he seems none too impressed by Mulan's fapping disguise, so... yeah. He ain't really likes, girls. Maybe he might be, having his toast purely butter side up. Whatever. Again, it's pretty much, again, continuing the theme of awkward romances, if that previous cutscene of the last part of Beauty and the Beast was anything to go by. And, well, I suppose if I could talk about the cutscene direction in Kingdom Hearts 2, especially compared to Kingdom Hearts 1, this is something I have been wanting to talk about for a while now, actually, and it's, a criticism a lot of people bring up in the sense that a lot of the cutscenes usually tend to be played a bit more naturally. Like, I mean, to use an example, Forbidden Siren, actually. Like, again, a lot of the cutscenes are usually done without music. They're portrayed very, like, starkly, without much cinematography or musical score to really sort of complement the mood. And again, a lot of people find a lot of problems with that, because they find the cutscene direction to be a bit awkward. I mean, granted, Kingdom Hearts does also have the whole, you know, anime-esque, sort of reactions. Which, again, is more of a Japanese thing that doesn't quite translate. Again, you know, it's meant to be an acknowledgement of somebody else talking, and... again, basically think the Metal Gear style of parroting exposition of, like, Snake, you'll need a PSG-1. A PSG-1? That sort of thing. Again, cultural stuff that doesn't really translate, but anyway, Kingdom Hearts 2 also has elements of that as well. But again, I don't think it detracts from the game by any means, it's just a different way of presenting the cutscenes, which I don't really think they need much in terms of the way of musical score. Because, I mean, again, the level theme is generally enough to suit the atmosphere of the levels, and even when it's presented silently, I don't know, though, like, there's still a lot of expressive animation and still a lot of interesting stuff going on in the story itself to keep you engaged, so... I don't know, I find those criticisms to be a little bit pish, to be honest. But anyway, we can't really progress anywhere until we complete missions. That's pretty much all you can go. But again, that also requires talking to the captain, so in the meantime, let's just spelunk around and look at the places that we can't go yet. Beyond our reach. I do believe this is also the level where you get Thunder, though, which, again, compared to my Kingdom Hearts 1 playthrough where I barely used it at all, this here it actually comes in a lot more useful because not only does it home in on enemies, but it's actually a hell of a lot more powerful. And does also bring me to a facet of Kingdom Hearts 1's combat schema, where enemies will only be fully destroyed if you complete the end of a combo. Now again, that might not sound too bad, considering the fact that we only have like a 1, 2, 3 with slash kind of thing and the enemy's gone, but again, as you get more moves and combos throughout, it does become a little bit more, well, dubious. So again, like, you pretty much need to activate your finisher before enemies are finished, fittingly. But again, if you feel so inclined, you can also use Thunder to pretty much finish them off instantly, and that comes in incredibly handy. But anyway, let's get some missions underway. Again, like, they're pretty much just kill X amount of enemies before your morale runs out, because, I don't know, I guess Sora becomes discouraged, decides to live off in the mountains as a wise old hermit and never see people again if he fails. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird, like, I mean, you would have thought some of these missions probably would have revolved around, like, try not to let enemies destroy, like, the entire camp, but no, it's instead based entirely around morale. Well, I mean, I suppose maybe the enemy's camp getting attacked with nobody fighting back would sap morale, I guess, but... I don't know, that's just the thing about these pish missions, they're contextual, but just barely on the outer edges of it, it's otherwise just... It exists to fulfill a purely gameplay function, so, I mean, it's... I don't know, like, I mean, I wouldn't even really call it padding, it's just, a function that does what it needs to, but, again, it's different enough from what you were experiencing in Kingdom Hearts 1, where... I really don't know. Because I'm just trying to think about, back towards the gameplay structure of, you know, the previous Kingdom Hearts games, like, particularly 1 and 3. And again, 1 and 3, I think, were a lot more about going someplace rather than doing something, whereas in Kingdom Hearts 2, you are doing something, whilst also going to specific places. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 does include, you know, minigames and established set pieces and all that. But I mean, it's kind of odd. I would actually have to give Kingdom Hearts 3 another playthrough before I could really get a better analysis on its structure comparatively, but... Yeah, it's just kind of weird how the game's really sort of amped up more of like an immersive gameplay experience in terms of, you know, what you're doing in the Disney worlds, how you can tie into the plots and thematics, so to speak, and I don't know, just really get you invested in the world. I mean, obviously some worlds are going to do this better than others, but I don't know, it's quite bizarre. I mean, really, there's fuck all to talk about here, so I guess I might as well talk more about the aesthetics, namely, like, the amount of detail that they actually put into the menus. Something I'm only really noticing now because I've got bugger all to say, but I mean, not just in terms of the command menu, but also in terms of the minigame mission screen menu. I don't know. Give your props to the GUI designers. And then, of course, we have the Centaur dudes. Again, they hit pretty tough, but again, at the same time, if you're at least a little bit cognizant about dodging or blocking, then you should be alright. It's mainly just the helicopter whirly blades that really give you the business. And apart from that, you should be alright. There you go. Let them chill down with a nice blizzard. Which, honest to God, sounds like a drink. A blizzard. Made out of vodka and lemonade. In any case, that's the last of these missions, and now I think it's time for some more Christopher Lee trivia. Because, why not? Let's see, do I have anything at least vaguely relevant here? No, I do not. Well, you know what, let's talk languages here. Probably the most boring bit of Christopher Lee trivia I have for the time being, because, yes, Christopher Lee was fluent in Italian, French, Spanish, and German. I don't know if he was fluent in Chinese, I'm going to say probably not, but... I mean, the fact that the dude knew so many languages, I mean, goddamn. There is a bit of a reason for that, but I'll explain that at a later date, because that probably leads into one of the most interesting bits of trivia I have for Mr. Christopher Lee, who hates nobodies. Yeah, at least he would if he was still with us. Rest in peace, sir. But again, for the time being, I guess, while we're off, you know, fighting against these heartless monsters that they have no idea what the fuck, Captain... whatever his name is off looking for Shang Tsung. No, wait, what was it? No, Shan Yu, that's it. Had Mortal Kombat on the brain. Or was that Mortal Kombat, or was that... fuck it, whatever. But in any case, now we have to pretty much be the scouting party up the mountain, pedaling down the mountain, with a bicycle up the arse. I really wish I remember that song my dad taught me, and it always used to make me laugh when I was a weein', but not anymore. Anyways, after a save of the game and talking to more people, we can pretty much just press onward and see more of the level. And I mean, I will say that in terms of Kingdom Hearts 2's more linear design, like, I mean, levels like this, well, first of all, not only do you get a sweeping view with the, you know, more of the level backdrop, but again, its linear structure I think does lend itself better towards levels like this rather than Beast's Castle. I mean, granted, in Beast Castle, I guess you could get away with the fact of it being larger due to the fact that, you know, the Beast is a prince and, you know, he's got fucking lavish expenses up the arse, but I think in terms of architecture, it just lends itself better to more naturalistic-looking level geometry, or geology? No, geometry, that one makes sense. Compared to Kingdom Hearts 1's more boxier worlds. God, I like to have fun on these games. Whereas Kingdom Hearts 1 was, like, incredibly boxy, Kingdom Hearts 2, it downplays a lot of the platforming elements, thank fuck. But at the same time, it also has a lot more, I guess, realistic-looking level structures. Which, again, I actually quite enjoy, and again, I think in the Land of Dragons, it really brings that to life. And of course, we also have some new magical Heartless that are immune to magic attacks. Because of course they are. I don't know what they remind me of. They remind me of those, I can't remember what you call them, like, the one immediate thing I think of is the Celestial Toymaker from Doctor Who, but I know there's, like, another name for it, and it's probably what the outfit he was wearing was based on. Whatevers. Anyway, there's a... Is that meant to be a crow or a hawk or something? Whatever, the point is pretty much reporting back to Shan Yu to say the evildoers are afoot, stop them. And also something to talk about Mulan while she's in her ping disguise. Yeah, a lot of her abilities are actually locked away, so she's limiting her full power. And this is another minigame thing where you have to bust through rocks, because... fuck it. I am curious though, like, I mean, I've never seen Mulan, and again, I'm not really too sure how the movie holds up, because, again, never seen it before. So again, like I mentioned in the Beauty and the Beast world, I am, for the second visit to these worlds, I am honest to God willing to give some of these movies a watch, if only for the sake of maybe seeing if I'd have not only something more to talk about, you know, when we go back through these levels again in the second visit, but, you know, also to see how they hold up. It might make for a little bit more of an interesting commentary experience. I don't know. I mean, it is interesting, because, like, I mean, not too long ago, I did actually go back and rewatch some of the Toy Story movies that I literally haven't seen since I was fucking single digits, but again, I was quite surprised by how they held up. So, again, I'll be willing to take a look if it's in Kingdom Hearts and at least has a tangential relation to what we're doing anyway. But regardless of the time being, it's time to kill all the Heartless, because it's not tying into anybody's plans that we don't want to know. And yeah, not really the optimal time to explore, but we got enough morale between the bunch of us. And again, also, to talk about synthesis for a bit, we're also collecting recipes, which, again, basically allow us to create items that... Again, basically what you need to do, hand them over to the Moogle shop and, well, can create new items, provided you have the synthesis materials. Which you probably won't be getting until you've at least gotten a fair way through the game. Because again, the way synthesis is handled in Kingdom Hearts 2, as I mentioned previously, it's done very much as you progress, rather than, you know, Kingdom Hearts 1 scenario where certain materials will be blocked off until you completed a world, then go back there to get the special Heartless that appear. So again, it makes synthesis a much easier process if you choose to go through with it. The only real stumbling block for synthesis, I'd say, would be the mithril materials. Again, you can craft them in the synthesis shop, but the problem is you need materials specific to the nobodies, which you're not going to be getting until you find the specific spawn points, which, unfortunately, is right towards the end of the game, so... yeah, you will be collecting mithril materials from treasure chests, and... yeah, I think just treasure chests, or maybe by completing specific objectives. But again, you can't refine it yourself until way later in the game. So again, you can create certain items here and there if you know, really want a specific item. But at the same time, though, in order to have the exact right amount, you're gonna be waiting a little while. So, yeah. I mean, the synthesis stuff is a bit of a grind, but it's much easier here compared to Kingdom Hearts 1, and... well, again, now that I have fully completed the playthrough, I do get the ultimate weapon, Donald and Goofy's, you know, save the queen, save the king weapons, so... yeah, I'll pretty much be intermittently cutting back here and there. I did actually have a lot more footage showing me going back to crafting each specific item, but I think I might do it if there's just something specific to show. But, again, that'll all come later. And of course, because Mushu is a bit of a shit, he also wants to get the glory and reaffirm himself in the House of Dragons. Which I think is meant to be his motivation, because like he's a bit of a pish guardian in his clan, and him helping Mulan out was meant to restore his honor, because that's what Asian people always think about, is honor! Oh, whatever. Basically, it's just sort of an excuse to get Mulan, Sora, Donald, and Goofy out of the way while some shit goes down. And I'm sure this lovely, scenic Chinese village will have absolutely nothing bad happen to it. I mean, it's not as if they're reusing the same models that they used for the burning village earlier. No sirree, Bob. Everything's gonna be fine. By the way, it absolutely kills me inside. Like, I mean, again, you do get more abilities as you progress, but seeing stuff like puzzle pieces or treasure chests that you can't reach due to lacking Sora's abilities is agony for me. I mean, I do have a cleanup video where I finally do get them to ease my OCD, but... goodness gracious. When you're seeing some of those puzzle pieces high in the sky, it breaks my heart inside. I died of a broken heart. And by the way, there's really bugger all around here apart from a few treasure chests and puzzle pieces that you can get by jumping on the roof like a ninja. Except that's Japanese, so actually, what would the Chinese equivalent of, shinobi be? I'm sure they would have had some sort of like, because again, like, I mean, China also has like a background in martial arts, as many, Asian places in the world do, but I'm quite curious if, I don't know, they have like a ninja division. I mean, obviously they have, people serving the army of China, obviously, but do they have any ninjas? I don't know. Perhaps we never will. Yeah, forgive me if I'm being a bit culturally ignorant, because we live in a day and age where that's a little bit more frowned upon. But regardless of such, whatever. We're pretty much done. Please get out of my way. Ping, who if you combine Fa Mulan and, Ping together, Fa Ping, Tee-hee Hoddle Ha Masturbation. Truly, this is the most eloquently, intelligent commentary that you come to this channel for. And yeah, you see the little Moogle holograms around, they pretty much allow you instant access to the Moogle shops, but I prefer to access it in Hollow Bastion simply because, well, it's home. The Restoration Committee is home for me. Yeah, by the way, I literally have no idea what the fuck, like, brown-eyed, skinny guy and fat fuck are meant to be. I'm guessing they're basically meant to be Mulan's friends who pretty much just piss around and dislike her because she dares to have titties and a vagine. Because, fuck it. I don't know. I'm just filling for time, really. Because our time is almost up. So, yeah, treasure chests. Whoopee, I thought I'd have a lot more to fucking do this part, but... no, my commentary skills have abandoned me for the time being. Oh goody, item management. The game, let's prolong our boredom. You also found this nice little shrine area. I don't know if this is based on anything in the movie. Would have helped to have actually fucking seen it, but... no. It's a dead end. I mean, given the fact that there's a shrine there and there's been some detail to the area, is there meant to be something in the movie here? Well, probably not. I mean, it's designed like an arena, and as you could probably tell, this is bound to happen, and also a repeated set piece for Sora and insert Disney character here, where Donald and Goofy leave, and oh no, they suddenly can't access the area anymore because... oh no! No, I'm not talking about the earthquake, I'm talking about like a force shield thing. So yes, hee hee hoddle ha, it seems that this was all the plan of Shan Yu, who I don't think has a voice line in this entire game. Kinda disappointing, really. So I'll catch you dudes and dudettes next time. See you later.